This is Tail of the Dragon recording 1. We're in near Knoxville, Tennessee on Tail of the Dragon, and first time running this, so we're gonna take it nice and slow. And yeah, we should enjoy. I'm gonna be silent and be pretty locked in for this one. Cold air intake, a Waymotorworks 70% reduction pulley, a couple of silicone bits and bobs here and there, and I believe that's it. I have plans for like a ported head, maybe a big valve head later on. I have some 550cc injectors, but that's a little bit excessive. RX-7, nice. Never seen one of those in person. Recently, I put a thicker sway bar on. I got the 25.5mm Waymotorworks hollow sway bar. It's lighter and stiffer than their other options, so like why not? Might as well splurge a little bit. And then I got some coilovers. I don't remember what brand they are. It's not like a huge name brand. Apparently I have a couple sales, but I don't know. They're not the most expensive, most high-tech end of the top of the line item. My suspense is going out and I wanted a little bit of an upgrade. I got them for about like, they were $700 bucks, but $900 all told. Shipping was $150 bucks, but they shipped in 2 days overnight. Well, not overnight, in 2 days from Great Britain. So I would argue that it's worth it. I have the rear sway bar on the center adjustability, and I have the back, I want to say on the back two coilovers on 4 or 5 clicks, and I just sent the front ones to 7 clicks out of 14. So yeah, I started off this whole road trip in Albany, New York. I'm going to school there, RPI, as you can tell by all my shit in the back. Yeah, I would have gotten the sooner, but I didn't have a camera, and I just stopped by and got one at Best Buy. I'm running a Insta360 X4. Well, yeah, I have no idea what these settings are going to look like, but I'm running it currently off of mobile charger, and yeah, we're going to see what this looks like, how this sounds, and all the settings once we get there. But for now, worst comes to worst, it's going to be a video-only section of the warm-up, because it's a beautiful area. It's a very beautiful area. So yeah. On the first day of me coming down, I got out kind of late. Ouch. I got out a little bit late for moving out because it was rainy and it sucked, and I didn't really have a whole lot of help to get out, and I had a really full room. But I got everything in the storage unit. Everything is nice and organized. I might throw some pictures, and obviously I have everything set up back here. And yeah, first day I made it to the Joe Biden Welcome Center in Delaware. That was a good bit. I had to sleep in the parking lot, which is kind of hell. It was very hot, very humid, and overall not too enjoyable. I got about 3 hours of sleep. And then the night before that was my Physics 1 only 3 hours of sleep. The night before that was only 3 hours of sleep. So I was very, very tired. I got to DC after I got out that day. That's where I'm driving to over the course of the next week or so. This road kind of reminds me of 202, if anyone's from around that area, down by Snoqualmie Falls. So now I think we're on the actual Dragon. We'll get a good feel for the road. We won't crowd the bikes too much. Roll up the windows for this guy. Ripping at my eardrums. It looks like a monster truck. One-handed. Anyway. A lot of smoke. It's kind of weird that they just make a road like this. Bikers than I was expecting here. Brake on the straightaways. Really hug the white line around these. Understeer makes it a little bit difficult. I should probably go down to the shop and if I ask if I can adjust the rear sway bar. That'd be nice to reduce the understeer a little bit. But also increase the risk of me spinning out, but I know it's a Mini. I don't think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. I consider myself like a decent car person. I don't have like too much experience on roads like this. Just trying to find wherever a nice curvy road is. Oh, yeah, it is tight. Couple things dropped. Finally adjust all this. Phone goes and all their big road trips. And I figured I don't really have too much going on this summer. I don't have any big plans. So I figured I can just take my time a little bit on the way back. So I found we have this road and then General's Highway, which will be coming up in a bit. It's in California, LA. I spent a couple days in California, visit family, friends from college and all that. And yeah. Then from there I'm going to take the Pacific Coast Highway all the way up. Hope that guy's okay. A lot of bikers. A lot of bikers. There's not a lot of shoulders here. The whole car community thing. I am the president of my school's like auto shop, but that's just in the school. It's a fairly small school. So yeah. You can see history of fires and all that. So the tires I'm not running anything extreme. They're Falcon ZE 960s or something like that. Just a decent all-weather tire. It's definitely more summer focused. In the winter I'll probably get some extra winter tires because it snows a good bit in Albany. And I will most likely be taking this car back to college from Washington. So yeah. And I'll probably video that one. We'll see if I still have this camera on my return to Best Buy because like funds. That man's coming in my lane. I don't blame him. It's a tight road. It's kind of weird not having like a point of focus in front of me. It's fine. Oh, nice. Lots and lots of car guys. on this road. It gives me a lot of room for error, which I really appreciate. Nice. Got it. Hell yeah. Uphill the whole way. Gonna drain my gas. It's fine. A snippet of the video and send to people. I did want to get like a microphone. I did want to get like a microphone, but apparently this camera needs a certain type of adapter for it. It is what it is, and from what I can hear from like the preliminary tests, even in perfect conditions, the microphone isn't great. So it is what it is. I wanted to route like a microphone down underneath my center console and into the engine bay, put it right by the intake, so you can really get the supercharger scream. Because the video does not do it justice. It is absolutely crazy. It's insane. Dodge is not something I would expect to see on this road. Good on them. Good on them. I got a racer behind me. They will pull over there. Doink. They can go a bit faster. I'm sure these people have driven the road before as well. And I'm just getting a feel for it, seeing where the limits of the car are, see if I need to adjust anything back down there. And I have another one behind me. It's fine. I have someone I can base the front off. You can see the depth of the turns and whatnot. See what I can take. I would not want to go off that. Going back to like car experience, I haven't really had a whole bunch. Not on like anything extreme or like elevated like this. Like I took a half-day lesson with Dirtfish. That was way over. I needed to cool it down. Yeah, I took a half-day at Dirtfish and learned all about like weight transfer and all that. And that was a ton of fun. And yeah, but I'm definitely a little bit rusty. That's why I'm trying to take it a little bit slower. It's good to know where all these points are. I'm not gonna remember them, but I'll know they're there. I can gauge like how much I have to wait. Like I don't like braking on the corners, but sometimes you just gotta. I prefer to brake on the straightaways, so don't break traction, which is admittedly difficult in this car, but still good habit to have. I say as I brake on a corner. 15 is reasonable for this road, I would say.
tail of the Dragon. We're currently at Deals Gap. Yeah. Right now I'm in a 2006 Mini Cooper S convertible, soft top. I've done a couple mods to it. I have a smaller pulley. I have a 17% reduction pulley. I have coilover. We'll get those in a sec. I have various bits and bobs. I don't like how this is going from Deals Gap. I just did a preliminary run, just feeling it out, seeing what the limits of the car are, and this time we're going to do an actual decent run of it. Falcons, ZE960s, something like that, back in Tennessee, from North Carolina. So, anyway, back in the car. This is a 2006 Mini Cooper S, a couple mods done to it, like I previously stated. The main power adding mods, I have a 17% reduction pulley that brings boost up a good bit. I don't have much else in the way of power. I have a way DDM works, cold air intake, running a foam filter on that, and that's treating me very well. You can hear the supercharged noise a lot say, for the valving on the coilovers. And on the front, I'm running 7 right now, which honestly, it feels pretty balanced. It feels pretty dang good. Yeah. I'm driving all the way to Washington